Are you ready? Mute. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Are you ready? You're on mute. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
that's it. That's a good
Thanks.
start.
I'll do it alone then, Steve. I've got this one. It's
Look, it's
just on
technology.
me.
I'm no good at technology.
Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators.
Off the case.
Yeah, well, welcome to Boo-Foons Off the Case, or in Steve's case, In the Case.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't even started, and I'm already like, oh, God, jeez.
Well, how many phone cases do you have for your phone?
One.
Don't you get bored with it?
No, because it's just on my phone.
I just want my phone to be a bit different every day.
Yeah, it's just a phone, isn't it? It's just a tool.
Not the amount of money it costs.
Well, yeah, it does cost a lot of money, but
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I've got my computer has all different light colors on it, so that changes. I want to do the same with my phone, but I change the wallpaper every day because I get bored.
Fair enough. To be honest, I don't really have... So my computer does have an interesting background and an interesting wallpaper.
Your boobs.
But, yeah, your boobs.
My boobs.
But it's like not... It's not to the point where it changes, because I just see it when I turn the computer on, and then I'm on other things like games or whatever.
Yeah,
so
you wouldn't want to get rid of my boobs anyway.
Oh dear. Right. Yeah, it's Saturday. Yeah. It's Boo-Foons Off the Case.
Actually, I went out with the guys from work the other day, and there was a few drinks, and one of the guys just grabbed my tits and said, "Well, they're quite hefty, aren't they?" So I said, "Thank you. Okay, yeah, all right."
I like the way how you said the other day, because, unlike me, I am going to break the veil and the fourth wall. We are actually recording this on the Sunday where you did your walk yesterday.
Yes.
So, although from the point of view of the listener, this is, well, that was a couple of weeks ago. A few weeks ago,
Yeah.
But, we are actually recording it the day after. So that was yesterday that happened to you.
Yeah. I've still got the finger marks and bruises on there. And the blisters, I've got to say, my feet hurt. I'm not used to... I haven't walked that far in a long time. Well, I think over a year I haven't walked that long. They wanted us to have call signs, like in Top Gun. So we had to have call signs on our bag. So I chose Glacier for mine. Do you know why I chose Glacier?
No idea.
No. Okay.
I'm just thinking of Fox's Glacier Mints.
No, it's more like I'm massive, ancient, and white, and only move 3 inches a year. Apart from yesterday, which was 7.5 miles, which is far too long for me to walk. And if anyone knows Plymouth, it's very steep hills in Plymouth.
Very steep hills.
I thought I was going to die. I thought I was just powering up the hill because I thought if I stop, I'm just going to die. I'm not. If I stop, the momentum, I will not be able to get up the top. So I just had to power up there. My mate was talking to me, and I just kept saying, "Shut up, can't talk." Not talking. He kept saying, "Oh, look at that car." It's like, no.
You see,
I'm trying to survive.
While you were doing your walking, I was sitting at home, laying across my sofa under my brand new comfortable blanket that I've got, watching films, and occasionally looking at Google Maps to see whereabouts in Plymouth you were, and was like, "Oh yeah, look at him doing all this exercise."
Because I know that pub.
To be fair, I did notice you go past. At one point, you went past that nice craft beer place that we found.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was funny because, at one point we were sitting in outside and it was so hot. Everybody was coats were off, sitting there with your t-shirt on, just oh, it was lovely. Then literally 5 minutes later there was sleet and it was like -2. The weather is so unpredictable, but it didn't
Yeah.
last for long. But it was great. But I raised money for charity, so I raised money for St. Luke's, so I'm really happy about that
Yes.
and had a good
And
time.
thank you to those listeners who follow us on social media that donated to you as well. Because I did
Yeah,
notice that some people
absolutely.
did click on and did donate, which
Yeah.
was nice.
And the sponsorship form is still there for another couple of weeks before St. Luke's close it and take the money. So if anybody else wanted to sponsor, it'd be fantastic. And we'll make the pain worthwhile.
Yes.
I don't know why I told you. It sound like I really do sound like I'm exhausted after that. My knee locked up afterwards. I sat down and I could not move. I got home and that was it. I was paralyzed. I had to stay where I was. It just hurt too much.
But then
Old and
considering
fat.
that you don't go out and do much things like walking and that sort of thing, it is a big thing for you.
I used to, like, so it's only over the last year after when my dad got sick, I stopped doing stuff like that. I stopped going out. We used to go out all the time. I'd lost a lot of weight, but since he got sick, they say I put the weight back on, put 4 stone back on, which doesn't help the knees either. And we stopped walking. We stopped going out because I guess I was just too depressed to go out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But so now I'm just trying to undo that and get back to where I was before. I do sponsored weight loss without the Ozempic. I never do Ozempic. I couldn't afford the Ozempic. I don't know how people can.
Now, I guess this kind of links because there is one way that you could lose weight, but by having all your bones pulled out of your body. Yeah. This is me trying to now link that into the next segment that we're going to do of the mini mystery of Boneless.
Boneless, that's it.
Boneless. I'm just trying to link into. So what we've decided going forward is each Saturday we will put in a mini mystery where there's not enough material there to turn it into a whole normal Wednesday episode. So let's just let's do the mini mystery. And it's one that we found that we quite like. And we'll chuck it into a Saturday episode. I'll figure out some sort of sound effect or theme tune or something. I'll have a play around. I'll see how I feel. And we'll have some sort of noise in a moment that will then take you into the thing about Boneless.
Yeah. Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Let's play Boneless.
Yeah. So pass Dan and Steve, off you go. Take it away.
It's a Boo-Foon mini mystery.
Boneless. We're looking
Boneless.
at a mini mystery today. One from the Peak District in the United Kingdom.
So it piqued your interest.
It did pique my interest. I like
your
it.
interest. There
Yeah.
you go. A legend that piqued our interest. And the thing is, the only bonus I like is the boneless box of chicken.
Yeah, I will admit,
it's got to be good as that.
That's the thing that I saw straight away. I was like, boneless? I like it just because it's called boneless. Boneless.
Not boners, but boneless.
Yeah. And you said about the boneless box from KFC. See, I'm still a lover of the bargain bucket. I like having a proper chicken drumstick to munch on.
For me, that's half of it's bone. You don't eat that, pal. Unless you make a soup out of it afterwards. KFC soup.
Yeah.
That might work.
I've done it as a stew before.
What, KFC stew?
Yeah, when KFC around Christmas time do the triple box thing where it comes with like loads of gravy and you get like bits of chicken, you get like the proper drumsticky bits of chicken, you get some of the fillets and some of the what do they call the poppers? Poppers, whatever they are.
Poppers. They're poppers, I
Is that
think.
what they call the little
Popcorn chicken. Popcorn
popcorn
chicken.
chicken? That's it. So you have those, and then you get chips. You get loads of gravy and that. So I once ordered some of that, and my eyes were definitely bigger than my belly. I made a good attempt through it, and then had some left over and went, what should I do with it? So I just chucked all the leftover chicken in a slow cooker with the leftover KFC gravy, chucked in some other bits and pieces, and made a KFC stew.
That sounds disgusting. It does. I mean, for a start, I never have any leftover of anything ever. But that sounds particularly disgusting. I
Do
bet it
you
was lovely,
like?
though. Was
Do
it
you like
lovely?
chicken?
Not a huge fan of chicken.
Do you like the
I
KFC
would eat
gravy?
it. No, I'm not a big fan of gravy.
Okay.
Maybe that's
Well,
what it is.
maybe that's what it is because it was nice. I liked it.
Does that noise cancelling work? I just thought I'd try it.
Well, we heard the burp, but we didn't hear the other bits that came with it.
Okay, so you heard the important part. That's good.
Yeah.
So let's go on to the proper bonus now.
Boneless in the
Boneless.
Peak District.
The Peak District.
So Boneless is a cryptid from the Peak District, described as an enormous black slug-like creature somewhat resembling a whale.
Okay.
Boneless. It was first reported by railwayman John Davies, who's riding his motorcycle back home to Longdendale Valley, when he felt, for seemingly no reason, a compulsion to brake. As he did so, he saw what looked like a giant black slug crawling across the road and into the moor, making a scraping noise as it moved. He claimed it looked like a little whale and possessed an eye-like structure. He dismounted to follow the animal, but found no trace of it. He later said that it was like a massive black slug sliding across to Road and up to Moor. It had a head just like a whale and a white eye with a black pupil going round and round. Davies later learned that others in the area had seen it, including one of his friends, who claimed to have seen the animal sliding across the valley below Ogden Clough. Another of Davies' friends saw it in the same place on a different occasion. It's a big slug.
That looks like a whale. Was it one eye or?
Well, he saw an eye, but he was coming from it from the side. It was crossing the road.
Okay, so it look like a small whale. Does it give any idea of the scale of this thing? How big it is really?
He just says it's a huge black slug-like creature, and it was like a little whale.
So this is quite a modern story then. If he was a train driver, we're not talking something here from.
It was the 50s, 1950s.
Okay. Isn't that about the same time that we had people saying they saw a lot of the Loch Ness Monster crossing the road back up in Scotland?
Possibly. Well, yeah, it would be, yeah. So Boneless would have been a vertebrate despite its name, since it is difficult for an extremely large invertebrate of the type that has not got an exoskeleton or an endoskeleton to be active satisfactory on land. Cryptozoologist Carl Schucker thought that it was not an animal, but an animal-like supernatural entity.
Okay. Have you been able to find any illustrations of this to give me an idea what? I mean, I can see it in my head. It's really cute. But
yeah, it's one that's a modern sort of digital sketch that somebody's done, but this image that I can send you over, it does just look like a giant slug.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cute. But slugs don't have bones, and they move around on the ground. So why must it have bones? Is it just because the scale of it? I mean, that looks good. So that's going to be about 10 foot long if that's across the whole road.
Yeah.
The length is going to be at least 10 or 12 feet. It's got the whole width of the road from one side to the other. Translucent slug-like creature. That sounds about the size of a horse. There we go. With a head shaped like a whale and
So
a single large eye that swims around in a socket.
old British folklore lists a beast known as Boneless. It is in the category of fritners, formless things whose chief functions seem to be to frighten travellers. She recounts a story of a police officer who saw Boneless on the Minehead Bridgewater Road. It was darksome over above Putcham Rise, and the tide was far in below. He could hear it plain down to hill fields, and then his lamp lit up a white summit across the road. It weren't fog, it were alive, kind of woolly like a cloud or wet sheep. And it slid up and all over him on his bike and was gone rolling and bowling and stretching out and in up the Perry Farm Road. It was so sudden he didn't fall off, but he said it was like a wet blanket and so terribly cold and smelled stale. Another story relates how a peddler going to Oxford Market in 1916 encountered Boneless, described as a shapeless summit as sides a shapeless summer as slides behind and alongside in the dark night. Many have died of fright through his following on. They can't never tell about him except he's a big shadow and shapeless.
Looks like a whale, though. So, in other accounts, Bonus is described as a sentient, anamorphous, thick ball of stale-smelling mist that rolls across the road, engulfing lone travellers. And this really is something quite spooky, like Doctor Who. You expect to see this in an old-fashioned
This
Doctor Who
is.
episode. I like it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's multiple different versions of Boneless. Again, but going back to the nursery bogeymen, because apparently there's suspicions this originally came from stories to keep children away from the bogs in the on the moors, and if they got too close,
Okay.
that Boneless would get them. But I love the descriptions here. It's more Lovecraftian than traditional ghost or cryptid, because we all like a good Lovecraftian creature.
Graham McEwan's Mystery Animals of Britain and Ireland mentions the Boneless, but in the story recounts it is a ball of amorphous fog that rolls across a road and over a cyclist, so that the witness was inside the fog. He said it smelled stale.
It just makes me think of The Blob, the film The Blob, which I love. Of course, that was the 1950s, wasn't it? That came out, the original version. And the 1980s version, fantastic. If you want to see a creature absorbing people, it's the Blob in 1987, whatever it was, 87, 88. That's a great film. So, did we find out who the Railway Man was, or is he just the Railway Man?
Yes, I did say his name. I can't, but I've lost it now. I had his name here a second ago. John Davies.
John Davies. Did he go to write Garfield after this? Great sense of humor. Okay, so yeah.
So I've now searched for John Davies train driver. And there are quite a few different John Davies that are train drivers.
There's
including
suspicion it
some
wasn't his
that,
proper name. Yeah.
Yeah, so including some that definitely are not old enough to have been riding a motorbike in the 50s.
But somebody else
like,
suggests it's the train driver wouldn't have revealed his real name because he would have been ridiculed. So he made up a name.
Yeah.
so somebody else can be ridiculed instead. We're ridiculing the author, the cartoonist who invented Garfield instead.
I have found here, so some folklorists suggest that Boneless is a distorted memory of ancient bog bodies, preserved human remains dredged from the mires, swollen and disfigured by time. Others argue that it represents the primal fear of becoming lost in the marshes, a metaphor for the helplessness of wandering into something that swallows you whole physically or psychologically. There are also cryptozoological interpretations. Some believe the bonus bliss could be a misidentified giant slug, or a rare marine creature pulled inland by storms, or even an undocumented species of jellyfish that adapted to freshwater marshes. But these explanations struggle to account for the bonus's unsettling trait of that it can change shape, because some people have said it's a big slug and some people have said it's fog.
Yeah, apparently the sightings have even been quite recent. There's not actually a date on it, but even the drivers have reported seeing it on the A624, A628, the Woodhead Pass. There's a driver who saw it, reported seeing a large pale slug-like shape slithering across the road at night by the Devil's Elbow, which is a sharp bend in the road. So, yeah, it's something that's even been reported into the late 20th century.
Yeah.
And we got cyclists reported seeing it. They were engulfed by they said it was more like a ball of fog, a stale or rotten ball of fog.
An 18th century account from Somerset speaks of a slumping thing that rolled out of the mist, leaving behind crushed vegetation and the stench of sulphur. It allegedly chased a local shepherd who was later found in a stupor mumbling about a pudding with eyes. Another tale from the Norfolk Broads mentioned a boat that vanished overnight with only a thick smear of slime along the mooring post to hint at what had come ashore.
That's pretty cool. It all seems around about this Woodhead area. Woodhead line, the train track was the Woodhead line, which apparently is a very isolated atmospheric railway stretch that runs through the Lockendale Valley. So it sounds like it's a great place to see mysterious things, these isolated areas where if you're out there on your own and you've just got the fog and darkness, and when you go driving on the moors at night, it's can be really atmospheric. You literally can't see stuff out there sometimes, it's so dark. So
Yeah.
people's imaginations can be very strong. But car drivers, people in the cars see it. But has anyone seen it since the dash cams came out?
No, we've just got a handful of stories about a giant slug or fog thing called Boneless that a few people have sort of said, here's a thing. Like, normally when we research these things, we find stories and links and books and articles and all of that all over the place with various different links. This one, there's just a handful of very local small ones that just go, here's Boneless.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's bonus, but yeah, 2020 driver reported seeing it at the Devil's Elbow in 2020. Large
Yeah.
fleshy mesh or giant slug slithering across the road late at night.
I have found a similar beast, which is from Africa. It's the Mulilo, is a carnivorous giant slug creature said to live in the forests of the Congo. It's a large slug that's said to be as long as 6 foot long and 12 inches wide. It is described as being greyish white to brown to black in colour. The Mulilo is said to only appear when there is a rainbow and has poisonous breath. They are thought to slowly climb trees. Natives would supposedly catch them with cages using roosters as bait because their flesh supposedly had magical properties. However, the interesting thing here is unlike Boneless, they actually seem to think that this one, the Melillo slug, is actually the Limax maximus, the leopard slug, because it is known to be a rather large slug, getting up to 20 centimeters long, so nowhere near the 6 feet that's reported. However, that slug tends to be only found in Europe and might exist in parts of Africa.
Okay.
So I think it may have links to a real slug, but is a bigger version of that real slug. Yeah. So it's interesting that there's an African version of this story as well. The Melillo slug.
And I don't see why slugs can get to be big. I mean, but if they don't have bone structure, there has to be a certain point where they would collapse in on themselves.
Well, yes. There's got you've
There
got
has
to
to be
be
a
like,
maximum size, yeah, the slug can get to.
yeah, where you would then need that skeletal support, whether
Yeah,
it's an endoskeleton or an exoskeleton.
which is why things can get big in the water if they're.
Well, that's why lobsters, that's how they eventually die. So lobsters, in theory, can actually live forever. But the reason why lobsters eventually die is because they keep growing and obviously molting their shell, and they eventually get to a point where they're that big that they physically cannot have the energy to break out of the shell. So they
Yeah,
essentially die because they use all their energy up trying to break out of their shell, and they can't because they're now too big to do it, and they can't muster the energy to do it. So they just essentially die of exhaustion. Um, but
know
in
what that feels
theory,
like.
lobsters can live forever and keep getting bigger and bigger, but
Yeah.
they eventually reach a limit and just go, nope, dead now.
So this Lonsdale, where this boneless has been sighted, that's not far from Hebden, is it?
No, it's not. The Peak District isn't too far away from,
Yeah.
yeah, because we did talk about Hebden with a
Yeah,
UFO, didn't we?
all the
Yeah,
strange things because
it's it's not too far away. It's sort of, so the Peak District would ends just before you get into the mountains and the bit where Hebden Bridge is. So it's just to the south.
looking for something. This is what is I see something mentioned about the Lonsdale Triangle, but I can't find anything else on it. So it might just be a theory, a paranormal theory that weird things happen within this triangle that actually covers other areas as well, which do all seem to have the same kind of because there's lots of sightings of strange lights in Lonsdale as well, which that they suspect is due to the same granite and quartz in the ground that produces ball lightning.
I did see there was, when we were looking at UFOs with regards to Hebden Bridge, I did see there was a triangle that was sort of linked to Scotland and Edinburgh as well. That sort of started in Edinburgh, went down to around that area, and then across over to Ireland. But then there was only about 3 sources that said about that, which means this mini mystery we won't be able to use for a little while until the Hebden Bridge episode has been released.
Or, of course, we could just say, listen out soon for the Hebden Bridge mystery.
Yeah, we could, yeah.
It'll be coming soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Lonsdale lights. So, yeah, this area that say it's got lots of lights, and they reckon they brought down a B-29 during the war. That the lights actually on the moors, the airplane thought that was the landing stretch, so it tried to land, and it turned out it was actually the moors, and it crashed, and they all died.
that's the I think, is that the one that people can go and hike up
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, the wreckage is still there.
Yeah.
So there is lots of unusual things happening in that area,
Yeah.
but nothing quite as weird as Boneless.
Yes.
But again, we're talking weird things here. Sightings from what the early, very early days. What, 17th century, 18th century? I think you mentioned there,
Yes.
all the way up to 2020 ish. So
Yeah.
lots of sightings, even modern day sightings, which is unusual.
Yeah. So there we go. Mini mystery. Now
Yeah,
back
and all
to
we
the
got is
main
one
show.
dodgy photo. Yeah, sorry, one dodgy drawing is all we get.
Yep. And back to the
back-
main show.
I'm sure we
Off
have
to future Dan and Steve,
Yeah, or
Who-
past Dan, Steve. I don't know. Lose track of it.
who are clearly going to say something very witty about whatever we've just discussed there. Yeah. Enjoy, guys.
It's a Boo-Foon mini mystery.
I absolutely love those guys. They're absolutely brilliant when they talk about mysteries. Absolutely love them.
Oh, yeah. Especially when they sound like they absolutely know what they're talking about at all times.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody should go and subscribe to that podcast of the mysteries that they do. Absolutely amazing, two blokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't-
And tell your friends.
Yeah.
Or your enemies. Depends how you feel.
Yeah. I actually remember when we recorded that bonus that we were just and this will be a testament to the editing of that. I remember there was a lot of pauses of us just going, what on earth are we reading here? What on earth is going on? And I remember us just looking at each other in despair, which is the main reason why it won't ever make a full Wednesday episode, that one, because we just ended up going.
It's quite surprising the amount of times that happens, actually. So, yeah, we have a lot of these episodes where we just think this sounded like such a good idea when we started, or one of us isn't quite in the right mood, and it's like one of us is trying, which is usually Dan who's trying, and I've kind of given up at that point. It's like this is just there's me shaking my head. You can't always keep the interest there, or. I mean, you can, but I can't fake it. I'm not very good at faking things like that. As you know, because you've tried to make, when you've got an episode you actually enjoy, and it's like me going, don't care. Oh, the trains, ghost trains. Look how cool trains are. I don't care.
I was going to say that's the episode that came straight to my mind. Although I did win you round quite quickly with that episode because I remember you going, what's so great about steam locomotives, and I then did right. And here's another thing, how the fact that the noise cancelling on my old microphone actually cancelled out me doing the sound effect of a train because of how realistic it was. So for the episode I had to find a fake train sound effect to put in there that wasn't as good as my original. That's how good I am.
Yeah, I had to listen to you doing the actual pretend train sound effect. But yeah, I mean, I would never have heard about William McGonagall if it hadn't been for that episode.
William McGonagall.
So I was wrong. You proved me wrong on that one.
That poet. Oh, geez. I tell everybody about that poet now, and it's the story behind him as well of trying to be Queen Victoria's poet laureate, her saying no and him taking the rejection letter as a yes, and then turning up to Balmoral to be told, she quite clearly says no in that.
Walking across Scotland on foot just to get there, and then refusing to go.
Yeah.
After she gets sent away. Yeah, it's lovely. What a story. What a crazy character.
Story.
Talking so sometimes I'm wrong. You're right. You're always right. Yeah. It's just me. I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one here.
Oh no, I'm definitely not always right. Like we were discussing earlier about these Saturday episodes, trying to break them up into more segments instead of it just being an hour of us rambling and sounding like two old men rambling in a pub and moaning about the state of the world. We've decided to try and tighten it up a bit.
What was the last time? The second episode, we were just moaning about our bladders and our medication. That's what the whole episode was. It's like, seriously, we actually put it on air. We put it out there,
Yep.
just moaning about our bladders and our medication.
Yep.
That's when we decided we had to do something more with this.
Yeah.
It's like a lucky dip, isn't it? Depending on which episode you jump in, as what you're going to find.
Yeah. And that's the luxury of Saturday. Saturday, you know, for us, it's a case of we just put stuff out there. Sometimes it's going to be a gem, sometimes not. Talking of gems or not, I think that, well, depending on the order that we put these episodes out on, this may end up being the first time that people are exposed to this. It may not be. It might be another time that we've done this. We may have done this before. So I'll introduce the concept just in case this is the episode that we put out before the other ones where we've done this in. It is a bit of a quiz game. Now, Steve is the movie man. He knows lots about films. He's even got a cinema room in his house because he loves films that much. It definitely wasn't already in the house when you bought it.
No.
No.
You bought the whole house. No.
Yeah. I remember when you bought that house. Well, when you were going to put the offer into that house, you actually you either messaged me or rang me. I can't remember which one it was. And the reason being is you were excited because the house had a cinema room in it.
And a hot tub outside, jacuzzi outside.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've let the jacuzzi go to wreck and ruin, so we've not used that. But the cinema room, yeah, that's wrong. That's my den.
Yeah. It's a very cool room. And actually, a little bit of Boo-Foons behind the scenes here as we're off the case. Now, the thing is, our Patreons already know this. Because our Patreons have seen and read the full blog post for this. So if you didn't know this information, go and subscribe to our Patreon. Please give us a little bit of money and support on Patreon. But people might be interested to learn that, which episodes was it? Toadman, Dartmoor,
Yeah, pub crawl.
The Pub Crawl, and Henrietta Nelson
Yeah.
were the first episodes we ever recorded of Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, and they were recorded while I was visiting Steve in the summer, and they were recorded in that room. We even did one of them as a TikTok live.
Yeah. We did, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't remember which of the episodes it was. One of them was a TikTok live.
We only did that the once. That was it. We didn't do that one again.
Yeah. We did. Well, no, we tried to do Coulda Pidda as a TikTok live, and TikTok kept giving us violations because we had to keep mentioning things that TikTok doesn't like you mentioning. So
That's right.
that's the
couldn't get
reason why
through
we've never
episodes.
done it before.
No, you're right. Absolutely, wasn't it? Because every time we try to do it, we get banned.
Yeah. So anyway,
get yourself blocked on your personal account.
yeah.
Yeah, not good.
So Steve is a man that knows a lot about movies. So I had an idea of putting together a little fun quiz, which you can play along at home. How this quiz works is I'm going to look at a film, take some of the cast of the film. I'm going to find roles that they have done in other films, give Steve the character names, and you guys, if you're joining in at home, the character name of another film, and badly describe the synopsis of the film. So that's the game. So, and based on the wrong characters from different films, Steve then has to figure out, and you guys at home, figure out the actor, our actors, because I'm obviously going to give you more than just one actor, and then figure out the synopsis that goes along those actors and what film they have been in together.
And let us know if you get it quicker than me. That'd be cool.
Yes. This first one, and I think this one might end up... I feel like this first one is actually quite an easy one.
Okay.
Okay, especially with some of the characters that I'm choosing here. Okay. So, Mark Darcy teams up with Eddie Edwards in order to stop the plan of Stephen Warren.
It's Kingsman.
It is Kingsman. And who? I told you it was an easy one. And who are the people? Let's talk us through the characters.
We got Mark
Darcy.
Yeah. Who is Colin Firth.
Yeah.
And then you got
what's
his name? I can't remember his name.
Colin Firth within Bridget Jones's Diary.
Yeah.
That's who Mark Darcy is.
Okay.
So your next one was Eddie Edwards.
Is that this Taron Egerton? Is that what his name is?
That's Taron Egerton, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's him there from the Eagle, Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle.
And then it's Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, and who is Stephen Warren?
I can't remember.
Stephen Warren is the butler in Django Unchained.
He's not. Seriously, was that his name?
Yeah, Stephen Warren. Yeah.
Apparently I didn't know that was his character's name in it. That's awesome. Hey, I got that right. That was a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, see, I told you that one was potentially an easy one.
Yeah.
So you were straight in with that one.
Well, I was in like Flynn, as they say in the old days.
Okay. Next one, and this one is a tricky one because of the characters. Okay. So, Irina and Sir Humphrey Appleby discover Carl Brunner.
Okay, yeah, that is hard. No.
Okay, so Carl Brunner ends up falling in love with Irina.
Right, okay.
Your next clue is Sir Humphrey Appleby is a scientist.
I've never heard of this one.
I will tell you, Sir Humphrey Appleby, it was in the TV show Yes, Minister.
Okay. Nigel Hawthorne.
Yes. And Irina is his daughter. And she ends up falling in love with Carl Brunner when they find Carl Brunner.
Is Carl Brunner Tony Goldwyn?
Carl Brunner is Tony Goldwyn from the film Ghost.
Ghost, which is my wife's favorite film of all time. I can't think what it is apart from Ghost and Cuffs. I can't think of any other films with Tony Goldwyn in.
I will tell you, this was all voice acting on their behalf.
Oh,
so it's an animation.
Okay. This doesn't make very good podcast material, does it?
Yes, but people at home are probably playing along. Okay, it's taking part in its location, and it's set in the African jungles.
Oh, it's Tarzan.
It is Tarzan.
It's Tarzan. Oh, of course. Yeah. It's like
Tony Goldwyn was Tarzan. Nigel Hawthorne was
a little explorer bloke with the moustache.
Yeah, Archimedes Porter.
That's it.
Irina is in GoldenEye and played by Minnie Driver, and Minnie Driver was Jane Porter.
Yeah, that's too difficult. Do you know what though? I didn't even realize Tony Goldwyn was Tarzan.
No, to be honest, neither did I until I I searched this and put this together. I was going to mention, of course, but I was thinking about do I add in Brian Blessed as well, because he was Clayton.
God is alive. You're gonna play my favorite clip of Brian Blessed. Are you retarded?
You see, my favourite clip
Are you
is
gay?
him.
Don't tell me you're gay. Is that the one?
No. My favourite Brian Blessed is from when he was on what was that show where they do the genealogy of famous people?
Who do you think you are?
That's it. Who do you think you are? And he read out a poem about a train. But yeah, I can't remember the name of the poem. But that's right. It was called. It was called something like. I know it goes clackety clack at some point, and yeah. I'm gonna have to find it now because if not, it's going to do my. No, I'll have to find it later. But I remember reading it out basically on a train in an episode where it was like clackety clack, and I can't remember how it went now. But anyway, yeah. So interesting fact about Tarzan: first film I saw in the cinema.
Interesting film. Interesting fact about Tarzan. I think I watched half of it when I put it on for the kids once.
Oh,
And my first
yeah.
film at the cinema would have been probably The Spy Who Loved Me, I think,
Nice.
because that came out before Star Wars, I think. Getting too old to care. Definitely one or the other. Yeah.
Well, I know my brother doesn't actually listen to this, but I will embarrass him. To be in his defense, he was like 3 or 4 at the time, so he was very young. And our aunt took us to the cinema, and I remember we went in. It was great. We had been to, and what was that chain before Greg's bought it? Was it Baker's Oven?
I'm not sure.
Um, Yeah, it was whatever Greg's bought out. I think it was Baker's Oven, I think it was called. We went there to get cookies. We ate the cookies, then went and got popcorn at the cinema, and it was all very exciting. And then, when the lights go off before the film starts, my brother started crying his eyes out because it went dark. And he's never, ever, ever had a fear of the dark. Not before that, not after it. But in the cinema, he started crying because I turned the lights off. And he's never
Love
had a
it.
fear of the dark.
Until that, maybe
Until that moment, and not even since. Not even since.
Maybe
Not
wasn't
before, not
expecting. Maybe it was
since.
just a surprise.
It
You're
could
just
be the
surprised.
surprise, yeah.
Yeah. I saw Battlestar Galactica and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and the film broke in both, and I never got to see the films in the cinema.
Oh no.
Because back in the day, the films used to snap because they would be shown in America first. Then, after they finished their run in America for the whole time they were at the cinema, they would then be shipped over here and used in out. So we'd always get secondhand film prints in the UK. So our films were already scratched up and dirty when we got them because they'd come from America. So if they then had to tape them all together when they put them in the cinema, and yeah, they would occasionally snap and just catch fire like in the films. So 2 films I went to see as a kid, I couldn't see. I never saw at the cinema because they both broke, and we just got our money back and had to go.
Oh
That's
man.
terrible. Yeah.
First Star Wars film I watched was Episode 2. Just to make you feel old.
Yeah, it does make me feel old.
Yeah. My uncle took me to go and see it.
I saw.
And then he took
obviously
me to go and see Episode 3 as well.
Okay. So your first experience of Star Wars is just bad.
Yeah.
They were not good films for kids to watch.
But then it does have that bit in where it's like, General Kenobi, hello there. So, I do quote, hello there, quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I
It was the
believe
best
it's
line in the whole
even
thing.
my WhatsApp thing of hello there. Yeah, episode 2 also teaches us about love and romance and how to pick up women. You go up to them and you look into their eyes lovingly when you've got a beautiful waterfall behind you and you go, I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough.
Oh, God,
Yep.
those films. Yeah.
How to romance a woman.
But at least you got to learn about trade embargoes. I mean, it's always very useful to learn about trade embargoes when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I still don't know what was going on in those films. It's like they're terrible.
At least, it's not Disney Star Wars.
Yes. Well, Disney never made any Star Wars films apart from Rogue One. That was it.
I thought they made 7, 8, and 9.
No. There's no 7 and 9. They never got made. You're just imagining something. It's a bad dream. It's a nightmare.
Okay. You're doing the same thing as that film that came out in 2016 that doesn't exist.
Some people call it living in denial, but I just say just living in a better world. That Disney never bought Star Wars.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, if they'd left George Lucas to it, I think it would have been just as bad. I mean, his episodes 7, 8, and 9 were about midi-chlorians just floating around. The whole films are going to be about microscopic life forms. I have no idea. I'd love to have read his script to see how he was going to make that into a film. But we saw from episodes 1, 2, and 3, if people don't tell him no, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes, true.
You got to learn no at times. Sometimes other people know better than you.
Well, that's how Samuel L. Jackson ended up with a purple lightsaber. He just casually bullied George Lucas into giving him one. Well, it's not really bullying, is it? The behind the scenes bit is something along the lines of I've seen the video clip, but George Lucas asks him what color lightsaber he wants, and he goes, "Well, what choice do I get?" And he goes, "Well, good guys have blue or green, and bad guys have red. So," and then he goes, "Can I have purple?" He's like, "Well, it's blue or green." He goes, "Yes, I want purple." And then he goes, "Well, I'll see what we can do," and then just awkwardly shuffles off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say bullying. It's not bullying at all. It was just him asking twice, and George Lucas just going, "Yeah, all right."
Well, you can't say no to Samuel L. Jackson, can you?
Oh, I wouldn't say no to Samuel L. Jackson. He's an absolute legend.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what he asked for, I wouldn't say no. Oh,
yeah.
Right, I've lost my earpiece. My batteries are run out, so I think I'm sure 2 questions enough, or do you want to go a third?
No. That's enough. Yeah.
Because look, I've only got one ear working now.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it from another episode of Boo-Foons Off the Case. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Or if you're now listening and it's Sunday or something, enjoy your Sunday. Whatever day you're listening to this episode on, enjoy it. Have a good one. The next episode you'll listen to is a Wednesday, so it'll be a sensible one. It'll be a proper mystery, so it'll be one of the sensible episodes. Unless you're here just for the silly episodes, then come back for the next silly episode. Yeah, it's up to you. We're not going to tell you what to do. Do whatever you want.
You won't listen to us anyway.
Yeah. Who knows what the next episode's going to be? It could be a folklore story, could be an alien story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a browsing history story.
Yeah. So thank you for
we've run out of steam, Dan. I think we've run out of steam. Listen to us. This is Sunday morning and we sounded like this. Imagine what we're going to be like by Sunday when we've got to go back to work.
Yeah. Well, do look at our Discord. We've got a brand new Discord out, so do find the link for that on our website. Do follow us on all the social media. Give us some love across the social media. Give us a few ratings, maybe some comments here and there. Are you enjoying these? Are you not? Would you rather us just focus on Wednesdays and give up on this whole Saturday madness? Would you rather us stop focusing on the sensible stuff on a Wednesday and just do silly stuff all the time? Let us know. We'll try to respond. Yeah. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good night.
Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators.
Off the